Hello, welcome to this again. So, Windows 98. It's a pretty neat operating system. It was pretty revolutionary for the time. You know, significantly better and more stable than Windows 95. Too big of a box to fit in the frame properly. According to Microsoft, it works better and plays better. But I'm here to ask, what would be the most impractical thing to install Windows 98 on? It's probably this. Yes, we're using this thing again. This is the PSP 3000 from 2008. I modded it in the video up here. And turns out this thing has a DOSBox port. So, yeah, Windows 98 is a DOS-based version of Windows, and DOSBox is a DOS emulator, so theoretically, it should be possible to install Windows 98 on the PSP through an emulator, but still. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be attempting to do in this video. If everything goes to plan, then it should be relatively straightforward, but I also have done almost zero research, so yeah, already we have a slight problem. There's no way to plug a keyboard into the PSP. The PSP 1000 had an IR receiver, apparently, and you're able to, like, send keyboard inputs through that in this for some reason, but this is a PSP 3000 that doesn't have that. So, you have to use button combinations following this diagram. I'm gonna have a fun time using this. So DOSBox is currently using the install directory as its C drive. So I've copied the Windows 98 installer to it, and I'm just going to see if running it works. My bet is probably not. So let me just do a directory listing just to make sure, which is left, circle, circle, triangle, square, start. Alright, cool. The files I copied are actually there. As you can see, setup is right there. So now if I type in square, square, triangle, triangle, square, triangle, upright, square, right, and then press start. Oh. Ooh. Okay, he's gonna perform a routine check on your system. To continue, press enter. Sure, give it a shot. If you ever see this flashing over here, that means the SD card's being accessed and something's being loaded, just so you know. It seems to be frozen, but I'll let it sit for a bit. I'm sure this isn't very fast. You know, emulating a computer on a handheld that's old enough to drive at this point probably isn't the fastest thing in the world. Yeah, I'm gonna reboot this. Maybe it's like trying to load ScanDisk or something. I'm gonna try it with the skip ScanDisk switch. Okay, assuming I did that right, it should work. Should skip ScanDisk if it was trying to do that. Oh, copying files needed for Windows setup. That's good, probably. I mean, it also doesn't help that I have like no experience with DOS or Windows 9X in general, so yeah. Anything Windows NT based, I should be able to at least get somewhat far into the setup on a weird device that's x86 based, but DOS on a PSP, yeah, no. I'm assuming this is probably going to take a bit because it's still blinking the SD card thing every so often. I'm gonna let this do its thing. Error loading user.exe. Cool. I don't know if it did anything before that because I left for a hot minute. Okay, apparently from a forum thread from about 23 years and 11 months ago, I should try running the setup with the /ND switch. So, yeah, I'll do that. Alright, so this is the current command. We'll see if this works. Alright, we're copying files needed once again. Error loading user.exe again. I mean, people are saying it might be a RAM problem, but I mean, like, I can't really change the RAM sticks on a PSP. I mean, I could try lowering the amount of RAM, because right now I'm just allocating the maximum amount of RAM I can. I mean, I can try that. I just have to turn this thing off and you know, edit the configuration file on the SD card. I'm gonna do, I don't know, 30? I'll do 32, I guess. Instead of 44 megabytes, which is what the maximum that this thing can do. I've also found this other guide of this other person running Windows 98 on DOSBox. Apparently Windows 98 is significantly harder than Windows 95, oops. So I'm gonna adjust my configuration file to this as well. Oh god, there's a lot of commands that I have to type using the PSP buttons. Oh boy. Alright, so we're back on the PSP. I've printed the diagram because I need to use my phone to have the guide for installing Windows 98 on DOSBox pulled up. So there's been some changes to the SD card. One, there's now a hard drive image on the SD card because apparently you need one. And second, instead of just having the setup files for Windows 98, I now just have the ISO for the setup for it, so yeah. Alright, and the tedious commands begin. Okay, I'm gonna go into the configuration, see if I can map the colon button to something that isn't this. So, alright, after doing an annoying amount of digging, I figured out how to finally type a colon. So first, you hold down the triangle key. Now that you're holding the triangle key, you now need to hold the up arrow key. And now, you're in shift mode. Now you can let go of both of these and press the left arrow key, and now you finally typed a fucking colon. And now I can finally continue with the installation. Alright, I've got the command again. This is for mounting the hard drive image. I have a feeling it's probably not going to work because it's going to try mounting the hard drive image, which is on the C drive, as the C drive. And then it's probably going to break something. Drive already mounted at that literally. Yeah, that's what I thought. How do I assign the, how do I assign stuff? How do I reassign drives in DOS? Well then, I can't figure out how to reassign a drive. I'm pretty sure it's possible, but I can't find the command on Google. So, I'm gonna see if there's a way in the config file to, change the drive letter of the default directory. Alright, so I've done some finagling with the configuration file, and not only was I able to change the drive letter that the root directory gets assigned to, but I was also able to add a little section to the auto execution portion that makes it so I don't have to type in those two commands that I've been stuck on for the entire time. And guess what? It works. So as you can see, the root directory gets assigned to the E drive, then the hard drive image gets mounted to C, and then the ISO gets mounted to D. So now I don't have to fiddle around with those awful commands again. But there's still more commands that I have to type anyway, so if I really wanted to, I could, you know, I could just put all the commands into the thing and it'll just go off right when I open DOSBox, but that's not very fun, so I mean, neither is this, but this is more entertaining, probably. Alright, so I gotta make a directory for Windows 98, then I need to copy the Windows 98 files to that. Cool. It's unable to change to the directory I just made. Cool, sick, awesome. What if I do a quick directory listing? Directory of C, file blank not found. What? Okay, well I don't know why that's not working, but maybe if I, just try copying and barreling along anyway. Let's see if that works. 0 files copied. That is awesome, in fact. That is incredible. What if I just stick all of the commands up until the copy command into the auto exec? Let's see what happens then. Alright, instead of doing all the commands up until the copy command, I've just gone ahead and put every single command in order into the auto execute. I haven't tested this yet, but we're gonna see if it works. My bet is almost certainly not. Well, I mean, it's taking longer to boot, I guess. Oh, the power LED is... It just straight crashed the entire system. Well, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. I guess I'll just try again. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay then, if that's not gonna work, what if I just remove everything after the copy command? Because maybe it's crashing trying to do the things after the copy command, before the copy command's finished, which it shouldn't be doing that, because it should be in, you know, sequential order. But, I don't know, I guess we'll see. Alright, I just commented out all of the lines that were after the copy command, so we'll see if that, fixes the problem. Probably not. It's probably the copy command that's crashing it. Alright, is this gonna crash my PSP? Oh, unable to change to Windows 98 and then 0 files copied. What if I just try, you know, changing the drive letters, because something tells me it doesn't like doing things off the E drive. And I don't think there's any reason why the hard drive image has to be the C drive just to copy the ISO contents onto it. So I'm gonna try changing the auto execute to you know, make it different things. Alright, I did the thing. I've made the hard drive image the D drive and the ISO file the A drive. Hopefully it doesn't think it's a floppy disk and break everything. Knowing DOS, it might. Unable to change to Windows 98, file not found. Sick. I think I messed up when I was changing things around. Alright, let me redo this. Alright, I've changed one letter in the auto exec portion. Will it work? Probably not, and my next idea is to just find a pre-made hard drive image, or either find one or make one using DOSBox on PC. 0 files copied. Okay. Sick. Awesome. Incredible. I'm gonna get DOSBox running on my main PC, and you figure it out from there. Alright, I have DOSBox here on my main PC. This is the same version that the PSP version is based off of, which is a 0.72, and I have it set up so that the C drive is the SD card that I was using with the PSP. So I'm just gonna try copying the same commands in and see if it works. Oh yeah, that's right, I can't paste commands. It just does that. It's probably very obvious, but I can't figure it out and I don't feel like it, so I'm just gonna type everything manually. It's taken quite a long time for it to mount. Oh, DOSBox has stopped responding. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come back. It's probably because it's running off the SD card, maybe, I don't know. Or this disk image is just broken. Also, yeah, it crashed. Alright, cool, I guess. Okay, what if I take everything from the SD card and just put it into a regular folder? Okay, I've mounted a point in my downloads folder, which has the right files in it. Alright, now what if I just redo the commands? Cool, alright. Alright. Okay, we're getting further than we did last time. It actually made the directory this time. Okay. Why isn't it working? Oh, I think I did it. It's frozen. There we go. That took way too long. Well, I typed in setup and it's sure doing something. Typing in setup was actually not what you're supposed to do, fun fact. And I knew this. I was just making sure. Okay, yep, I don't think this is gonna, alright. I'm gonna, put the hard drive image back onto the PSP and continue with the guide. Alright, after that whole ordeal, hopefully I don't have to go back to my computer and do stuff on there again. The image of the definition of foreshadowing is showing on screen right now, isn't it? Now, I've, in the auto exec, I've, just put in the things that are supposed to run after you do the steps I did on the PC. Oh yes! Okay, we're making progress. All right. Okay, hold on. I need a. Okay, shoot. Okay, so it booted into the Windows 98 boot disk that I downloaded because apparently you can't do the setup just straight from DOSBox. You have to do it from the boot disk environment. Don't ask me why. And you also have to specifically say without CD-ROM support or DOSBox will break. I mean, technically speaking, this thing has a CD-ROM drive, except I don't think UMDs are CD-based. I think it's just general optical media. Alright, I want to do without CD-ROM support. Alright, we have a DOS prompt. Cool. I'm sorry if you can't really see it very well, but it is there. Okay, so now I gotta get to the C drive, then CD to Windows 98. Okay, it just says 8.
8.
Okay, now I gotta run scan disk, which it might not like. Alright, let's see if that works. Ooh! Okay, so you have to click skip undo. I wonder if I can just do square square. I think that did it, maybe? And now it's running scan disk. Alright, and it's supposed to find 63 invalid directory entries, and it did. Okay, what do I do? Do I just exit? I'm assuming I can just exit at this point, so. Alright, now I just need to type in the word setup. Alright, moment of truth. Go. Oh, okay. It might fail here. Oh, okay. It's running ScanDisk again. Okay. Yeah, fix it. I'm gonna skip undo so I don't have to deal with it. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Oh god. This is the thing that running ScanDisk earlier was trying to prevent. Me having to click fix it 63 times. Okay, maybe holding down the start button is not a very good idea, but it seems to be getting through it. I've stopped holding it and it's still buffering all the inputs in. There we go. Oh boy. This is real good. And we're back off. Write protect error reading drive C. Oh no. I'll just retry, I guess. Can I just press the R key? I hope so. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, ignore, maybe? Well, now it's just stopped. Oh, copying files needed for Windows setup. Exit to error, illegal operation. Is that a what? That's not DOS font. Did it just crash DOSBox entirely? Yeah, I think it's completely crashed DOSBox. Okay. Well, I don't think we're gonna be able to get into the setup. I did see a thing where, it said that DOSBox on PSP was impossible to actually install Windows on, because you can only have 10 programs running at once, and we're definitely over that threshold at this point, but that was for the 2005 version of PSP DOS, and this is, you know, from 2020, so I was maybe hoping they fixed that, but, that might be the problem. But it said it was still able to run Windows 98, you just have to install it on a separate computer. I mean, I'll try it again, just in case, but I have a sneaking suspicion that, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to my computer. I'm not gonna run ScanDisk again, because I already did. Oh, man, something's definitely not right with this command prompt. I mean, I know it's gonna run ScanDisk again anyway, but I'm not gonna do the dedicated scan. Alright, and we're off. Just, ignore it. Yep, and it crashed, DOSBox once again. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the PC and just continue with the installation until I get to the second phase, which is, if you didn't know, the first phase of the Windows 98 setup is actually Windows 3.1, just small. And then the second phase is Windows 98 actual. So I'm gonna do the first phase on my PC and then move back to this, see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll continue on my PC, come back, and hopefully I can at least get to the desktop on this thing. Alright, I know this is, you know, kind of very cheating, but I really want this to work. I just want to get Windows 98 at least running. Even if that means it needs a little bit of help, you know, actually getting there, I just want it running. Cool. Alright. This time I'm actually able to see the letter A and C. A. It seems to be, yeah, it's definitely running significantly faster. Just keep fixing it. Alright, cool. Yeah! Alright, we're making some great progress here. Alright, so just continue with the setup as normal. I want a custom installation. I want to install everything. Mainly just because I have the disk space for it. Alright, install everything. Computer name, PSP. Work group, Sony. Computer description, it's a fucking PSP. Don't make a startup disk. How do I skip startup disk again? It's telling me to skip the startup disk, but how do I do that? Wait, hold on a minute. Is there more things I can do over here? There is! I haven't been installing Windows 98 entirely this whole time. Yeah, give me games. Give me all this. Alright, now absolutely everything is installed, I believe. Oh. Alright then. I guess we wait now. Alright, we're copying files. Hell yeah. Setup is now ready to restart your computer. Okay. Now it shouldn't actually reboot because it's, you know, DOSBox. Yeah, oh, it just straight closed DOS. It just straight closed DOSBox. That's actually very convenient because I need to go back to the PSP now. Alright, I've copied the hard drive image back to the SD card of the PSP, as well as put the command that actually boots the hard drive image into the auto execute. So now, hopefully, when I boot DOSBox, it should boot into the Windows 98 second phase of setup. Oh, it's booting from drive C. System configuration failed to run. Some of your real mode devices may not initialize properly. Is this something I need to worry about? Can I skip this? Is it just gonna like, is it loading? Or something tells me it's completely frozen. I'll try rebooting. It might really not like the fact that I started this setup on one computer and then moved to a PSP. Same error. I'm gonna just like, let it sit for a bit. See if it does anything. Okay, yeah, it's been sitting here for like a hot 3 minutes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cheat again. God damn it. Okay, yeah, at this point, it's not really installing Windows 98 on a PSP. It's more just running Windows 98 on a PSP, but it's a better title, okay? Hey! Alright. Do I have a product key? Well, I mean... no, I don't, do I? Oh, okay. Cool. Honestly, it's probably a good thing that I'm doing this on the PC, because typing in that product key using the PSP button combination method would be horrible. You know, if it's refusing to boot Windows 98 proper setup, then I'm pretty worried about the actual thing, because it might just straight not boot. Oh, it's gonna restart. Now, it says that it should just close DOSBox automatically, because DOSBox doesn't, you know, support, you know, the PC shutdown signal, so it's just gonna freeze and then close. Alright, I'm gonna send this back to the PSP, and see if we can finally boot. Alright, so, finished the second portion of the setup on the computer. Hopefully, we can boot to the desktop on the PSP. I'm betting we're probably gonna get the same configuration error, which is gonna be very annoying. Oh! Yo! Okay. So we have an invalid ms-dos.sys file, and it said that last time. We got a Windows 98 logo, and then we're back to DOS. Frozen DOS. But it's DOS. I'm gonna just let this sit for a bit, because it's probably trying to load something. I'm gonna let this sit for a long bit. Okay, yeah, it's been like half an hour at this point. I don't think it's booting. Alright, we're back to cheating. I'm just gonna get to the desktop on here, and then move back to the PSP. See if it does some configuration stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna let it do the configuration stuff on the PC, then try to get it on the actual thing. Well, we're at the desktop. Oh boy. Oh geez, what is it crashing? It's the same thing that's crashing over and over again. Come on, you can do it. I saw that start menu for a second. Okay, what if I restart this? Why? I'm being an idiot. Why isn't this working? Image must be on a host or local drive. It is! Screw it, I'm gonna just move to the PSP again. So the SD card is back in the PSP. I also upped the RAM from 32 to 44 megabytes, which is back to the maximum amount that it lets me. So let's hope that it actually boots. Oh, it immediately crashed. Oh god. Allocating cache blocks has failed. That might be because I set the RAM a bit too high. Alright, back to the PC so I can fix the config file. There we go. Watch it crash in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I was a bit off. Hey, there we go. Ooh. Alright, that's what it did last- oh, it's doing what it did last time. Maybe it's because the reported DOS version is 5.0. Maybe it's really not liking the fact that it's running off of DOS 5. Or at least it thinks it's running off DOS 5. What if I set it to DOS 7.22 or whatever the point value is, because that's what Windows 98 runs on. I really hope that's a thing that I can change in the config file. Oh, great. The guide says, if it doesn't work when you're not using a Windows PC to run DOSBox, install Windows 95 instead. I'm just gonna change just a bunch of things in the configuration and just see if they work. It looks like I can't change the version that it reports as, so, Oh, apparently I can also set the clock speed. The max is 2000, we're doing 2000. It's gonna break something, but I really want to try it. Maybe it'll make things go faster, we'll see. Alright. Like 15th time's a charm. I have a feeling that 2000 clock speed is gonna break something. It went from 333 to 2000. Oh. It's doing that again, and then it does that. Oh, the clock speed must be between 200 and 333. It was already at the max. Oops. I don't think it's gonna work. I might have to pivot to Windows 95. I've spent so long just trying to get Windows 98 working, and it's so close. It is so close. But something tells me it's not gonna work. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna let this sit and die while I do some research on how to get Windows 95 working. Alright, it's been like an hour and a half. The PSP never, continued with the booting of the desktop. So, Windows 95 it is. I have prepared a hard disk image with the Windows 95 installer files on it, and I have the auto execute set up so that when I open DOSBox, it mounts the virtual hard drive and opens setup.exe. No clue if it's gonna work. I haven't tested it yet, so... And there's no guide this time, so I just need to use what I learned. Illegal command setup, illegal command... damn. Oh, I'm an idiot. I used the wrong slash. Oh, okay, hold on. Just gotta edit 2 characters in the auto execute. Alright, let's see if this opens the setup. Illegal command setup. That's because it never went into the directory I wanted it to. Okay, 1 second. I'm really sick of typing commands on this thing, if you couldn't tell, so whenever I need to, open a new directory automatically, I'm just restarting and putting it in the auto exec. Alright, I've changed another 2 characters in the auto exec, also known as I added the letters CD. So now theoretically it should open the setup. Directory name is longer than 8 characters and or contains spaces. What? Hold on. Man, I suck at batch scripting. I should probably stop dropping the PSP like that. It's not like it has a mechanical hard drive in it or anything, but it's generally not a good thing to do that with your handhelds. What do you mean unable to change the setup? It's right there. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I wrote down setup 95. It's called Win 95. God damn it. 8th time's a charm, baby. Oh. Hey, finally. Okay, it's gonna run scan disk. I forgot. I should have put skip scan disk in the switches. That is, if it even gets past this initialization part. Something tells me it's not gonna get past the initialization part. God damn it. Alright, let me add some funny switches to my auto exec. The ones that skip the, checking for configuration as well as the scan disk. Alright, let's hope this works. Good start, better start. Oh, come on. Error loading GDI.exe. I don't even know how I got past that one error last time. Did I just immediately resort to cheating? I forget. Apparently it's a font issue. What? Or a VGA issue? What? Alright, that's it. I'm gonna cheat. Okay, yeah, the rules are entirely out the window at this point, but I just really want to get Windows running on this damn PSP. So if I run setup on here, I didn't include any of the switches. It might not work. Cool. I gotta reopen this. Because of course scan disk is broken. Hey, okay. So I guess we're doing this again. We're starting the setup and probably doing the entire setup on the PC, and then we switch back to the PSP and hopefully get to the desktop. Fuck. I need the, what's it called? I need the boot disk, don't I? Okay, let me stick that in auto execute. Because I'm using auto execute on PC as well because I can't paste commands in. Alright, we now have the Windows 98 startup menu. I do it without that because apparently it breaks things. Cool. And now it's actually running the setup. Cool. And now we're off. Okay, and it's gonna restart and finish setup. It closed DOSBox. I'm gonna bring this back to the PSP. I just dropped the PSP. Alright, it's now the next day. So I have the auto execute set up so that when I open DOSBox, it's gonna boot off the hard drive image. And hopefully that gets me into the second portion of the Windows 95 setup. Oh, hey, okay. No! It crashed the... it crashed DOSBox. And I don't think I can ignore errors like this. Damn it! I'm gonna check the configuration to see if there's any way I can, like, bypass errors like that. If not, then it's gonna cut to me cheating in DOSBox on PC again. So, I couldn't find a way of bypassing the errors, so yeah, we're cheating again. Alright, it's trying to boot from the C drive. Hopefully it should, boot into the setup? Maybe? Oh, it didn't mount the thing properly. Damn it. Oh, cool. Alright, we're getting further than we did last time. Why do I have to install a printer? Oh, and we're in, I guess. Okay. Well, here's Windows 95 running on DOSBox on my main PC. I could... Can I just, like, Hold on, I have Spotify playing. I had my audio muted on OBS, and it played the startup sound. You could barely hear it because I unmuted it really late, and I had Slingshot playing over it, but it did play the startup sound. I want to see if I can get this actually booting on the PSP. Alright, so the auto execute should boot into Windows, theoretically, assuming everything is working, which it probably isn't. I mean, it says starting. Come on, at least show me the splash screen. I'll let it load a bit, but I doubt it's gonna do anything. You know, honestly, there's probably like 50 people in the comment section telling me exactly what I'm doing wrong, and also calling me an idiot in the process. I mean, the latter is true, but like, I don't know what I'm doing. What if I reboot this? Windows 98 at least showed me the splash screen. In Windows 95, the setup showed up for a little bit, and then it just crashed DOSBox. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for a hot while, but something tells me I'm gonna have to install Windows 3.1. This video's entire original premise is completely out the window at this point. I just want Windows running on this thing. Alright, so I've put the Windows 3.1 installer files onto the hard drive image, and the auto execute should automatically put me into the Windows 98 startup disk so that I can use the correct environment. I don't know if Windows 3.1 needs it, but just in case it does, I'm doing it anyway. Let's hope I set up the auto execute correctly. Something tells me I crashed the PSP. Cool. Alright, yeah, I crashed the PSP. Well then, I'm just gonna make it boot straight into the Windows 3.1 setup and skip the boot disk. Let's see if it crashes the PSP or the setup doesn't work. Illegal command setup. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I didn't change to the C drive before doing CD setup. Finally, okay. It's reading setup.inf. Oh, it's analyzing. Oh, okay. Welcome to setup. Alright, this is very, you know, Windows NT, pre-Windows Vista. Just do the express setup. Setup is unable to create the specified directory on the specified drive. Try it again. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, something tells me that this thing can't write to the hard drive image for some reason. I've got no clue why. But I think I might have to continue this on the computer, unfortunately, because the computer can actually write to the hard drive image. Actually, wait, I've had a better idea. The only reason we had the disk images is because, you know, you need to boot off the hard drive into Windows for it to work, but Windows 3.1 is very, you know, integrated with DOS. So we don't really need to boot off a virtual hard drive for this. So instead, I've just copied all of the setup files to the root directory of DOSBox, and we're gonna see if it, you know, lets me install finally. Oh, it started rendering and then just kind of stopped. Bad sign. That's a bad sign. This thing is probably very frozen. What if I try it again? Another idea I have is using a virtual hard drive just to store the setup files and then have it install to the actual root directory. Damn. Alright, I'll see if I can set that up with the virtual hard drive as just like a floppy disk. Alright, I think I've set it up properly so that this should boot the setup off of the virtual hard drive, which is set to the D drive. And then the C drive is still the DOS directory. Sick. Oh, it crashed the PSP. Well, sick. It was trying to check for other versions of Windows, and that's probably what crashed it. So I'll see if I can skip that with some cleverly placed switches. Well, I couldn't find any switches to skip the hard drive check. I deleted the Windows 3.1 folder I had on the C drive and it fixed it, so question is, will it actually let me continue? Cool. Even cooler, we're finally copying files. Oh my god. Yes, and it's actually copying files. This is the first time I've actually been able to get the setup to actually run on the PSP. This is the first time I've been able to get anything running on the PSP, actually. Alright, I'm gonna let this sit for a bit. Unfortunately, it seems to be frozen. I don't see any activity on the SD card, and this thing ain't moving. I'll let it sit, though. I'll let it marinate. Okay, so that didn't work. It, just froze at 3%. It only copied one file total. And restarting the setup froze everything as well. So, back on PC DOSBox here, I'm gonna do the same method that I was trying on the PSP, and then I'm gonna take the Windows folder and all the other folders that it copies to my virtual C drive folder on my main PC, copy that to the virtual C drive folder of the PSP, and try to boot Windows 3.1 from there. If I just do setup, cool. Sick. And it's actually copying the files this time. Very quickly, too. Alright, yep. Okay, and then it continues copying files. Printer installation. I'm good. Short tutorial on how to use Windows. I'm good. Alright, Windows 3.1 is now set up. Okay, I can just return to DOS then, close DOSBox, copy all the files, and I should be able to run Windows 3.1, finally, on the PSP. Alright, finally, moment of truth here. I've configured the autoexec so that it should open the Windows directory and type in the command win, which hopefully should boot into Windows 3.1. Oh! I don't know why it's yellow, but yeah! Yeah, why is it yellow? And also, why isn't it doing anything anymore? Come on. Just boot. Please. Do not make me go to Windows 2.0. And it crashed the PSP. Oh my god. I'm trying it again. I'm willing to stoop as low as Windows 1.0 as long as it just runs on here. There it is, once again. And it's frozen. Once again, it seems. And it crashed the PSP again. Okay, I'm gonna copy the files for Windows 2.0 onto here. And if that doesn't work, Windows 1.0. If that doesn't work, the answer is no. Alright, so testing Windows 2.0 in DOSBox, just straight didn't work. It didn't boot. But on archive.org, there was a pre-built floppy disk image for booting Windows 1.0 off of one floppy disk, and using DOSBox to boot off of that made it work just fine. So I'm trying that on here for the first time. Please work. Oh! Yo! Come on! Come on, please. You're so close. Yo, I don't think it's gonna get off of this black screen. I'm gonna reset it. I'm gonna try it again. I give up. I'm done with this thing. Can you install Windows on a PSP? Absolutely not. F this. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. If you have something to say, leave a comment. And if you want to see more, subscribe, and thank you to my channel members. I'm sorry I'm not saying all their names this week because I'm about to pass out. It's 3:20 a.m. as I'm recording this. Their names are scrolling here on the left. And yeah, with that, I'll be seeing you.